what I wanna do is spend about 15 minutes reviewing the stuff that we, left off on. We were talking about arithmetic sequences. How do you determine whether a sequence, these are all sequences here, how do you know whether or not they are arithmetic? And
They
if
have a
so,
common difference.
if they have a common difference, how do you find if it has a common difference? Let's run through these. What do you do to find a common difference?
What's the difference between 2 and 3?
So look at 3. How did they go from 2 to 3?
Add 1.
They added 1. Then they added what?
2.
And then they added 3. So would you say this one is yes or no?
No.
Yes?
No.
No?
No, it's not the same number.
No, it's more like, it's a
There is a
pattern.
pattern.
Or a pattern.
There is a pattern, but we're looking if you're adding or subtracting the same number to get the next one. How about let's do 2.
Yes, it is a sequence.
From 0 to -3. From -3 to -6. -6 to -9, what are they doing?
Subtracting 3.
So that's your D value, subtracting 3. Okay, number 3,
Subtracting 0.4.
what are they doing?
Subtracting 0.4.
So this is yes, they're going down 0.4. Number 4, from 3 to 8, 8 to 13, what are they doing?
Adding 5.
They're adding 5. Number 5.
Subtracting
wanna try that one.
29.
What are they doing?
The first one's subtracting 29.
These are all going down by 29. Number 6.
Yes, they're all being added by 0.3.
Yes, they're going up by what?
0.3.
Number 7.
All by 6.
Yes, they're going
Down by 6.
D is 6. 8.
Yep.
Yes, what's that?
0.2.
Number 9.
13, so yes. And 10 is no.
And number 10.
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Next. Thinking about these 10 problems that we just did, what does the recursive formula do for you?
This is the next
You
one.
can find the next one, good. So, let's talk about how do you, if I give you this sequence and I tell you it's arithmetic, how do you find, I need 2 formulas. I need the recursive formula, I need the explicit formula, and then they want you to find the 43rd term. The 43rd term, you're gonna wanna use the explicit formula to find the 43rd term.
Right.
Because recursive, you would have to know, you'd have to keep finding each one in order to find the 43rd term. You have to know the 42nd term. Okay, so step 1, what is the D value? How are they going from 12 to 14? They're adding 2. So the recursive formula looks like this. You state the first term in the sequence, which is 12. And to find any term in the sequence, you take the previous term and you add your D value. So, in other words, if I wanted to find the 5th term, which would be the next term in the sequence, I take the previous term, the 4th term, and add 2. How do you do the explicit formula? Explicit looks like this. Does anyone remember off the top before I tell you what it is?
Nope.
A-N, here's the formula, A1 plus N minus 1 times D. So the first term is 12. And you're gonna keep N in here, because that's gonna help you find any term you want. The D value we said is 2. Now, one thing you can do is you could simplify this by distributing, so 2N minus 2.
Do you have to do it like that?
Well, you need to be able to. Because if this were a multiple choice question and they didn't give it to you in this form, you might need to know that the other formula is, anyone know? 2n plus 10. So you have to be able to do both. Both of these are good answers. They're both good. They're just written differently. It's kind of like slope-intercept, point-slope, standard form. Now, how would you find the 43rd term? What would you do? How do you find the 43rd term?
Plug 43 in.
Plug 43 in for n, right here, or here, either one. And can anyone tell me what the 43rd term is?
96.
What is it?
96.
96, good job. Okay, talk me through 12, same set of problems. Number 12, this thing is going from 13.1 to 3.1. What did it do?
Subtract 10.
It went down 10. So the recursive formula, you state the first term. And the previous term minus 10 is going to give you the recursive formula. How do you do the explicit? It's the first term plus n minus 1 times d. d is negative 10. So you could rewrite this as negative 10n plus 10 plus 13.1. So that's your formula. That's explicit. And how do you find the 43rd term?
Plug 43 in.
And I got negative 406.9. That's the 43rd term. Two more. This one's going from 2 to 13 to 30 to 24 to 35. What are they doing?
Okay.
11. So the recursive formula, you state the first term. And if you take the previous term and add 11, you'll get the next term. The explicit formula, it's the first term in the sequence, plus n minus 1 times d. You can fix this formula up. 11n. Let me write it all out. 2 plus 11n minus 11, or 11n minus 9. That's another formula. So how do you find the 43rd term? I got 464. Anyone want to challenge that? $16. What's the recursive formula?
Down.
96.
Yep. Or negative 6n plus 27. I did that in my head. That's plus 6, and 21 is 27. So how do you find the 43rd term? And I think it's negative 231.
Yep.
Questions? This is what we were doing on Thursday and Friday, the last 2 days before we went on break. Okay, see if you remember these ones. How do you find the missing term, the middle term? What do?
You average them.
Average them, good. How do you average 23 and 49?
Yeah, 23, 49 divided by 2.
What is 23 plus 49?
72, 36.
Yeah, 72.
So 36.
36. Good. How about the next one?
32, 16,
Anyone have any answer?
21.
Yep. Next one.
Is it 31?
You get 31.
No.
Next one is
0.
0. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0 over 2, which is 0.
Negative
Negative 2. And the last one. 21.5. Easy? Okay, so far so good. 33, a teacher donates the same amount of money each year to help protect the rainforest. At the end of the second year, A sub 2, she's donated enough money to protect 8 acres. At the end of the third year, she's donated enough to protect 12 acres. You guys seeing this pattern here?
So it's about 4.
They want to know how many acres did she donate in the 10th year? So what are we doing? What are we doing from here to here to here to here? You're adding 4. So D is 4. What's your first term going to be then?
4.
4. You went backwards 4. So what would be the formula?
4
It's the
plus 10
first
minus
term.
1, 4.
Plus n minus 1 times D, and D is 4. So if you want to know, they just strictly want to know in the 10th year how many acres is she protecting? What are you going to do?
What's the formula?
10 minus 1 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. What's 36 plus 4?
Could you just know there was 40 if the first term was 4, second was 8? You know it's going up by that.
Yeah.
So
You can.
Yeah, you could keep going. Yep, that's the recursive formula. You keep going up by 4. Yeah. Yep. Now, explain to me how you would know that this sequence is arithmetic.
It keeps
the
going down by
difference
4.
between each respective
Increasing
pairs
by a
minus
common
4.
difference.
There you go. The common difference between each term is negative 4. So to go from 109 to 105, what are they doing? They're subtracting 4. And that pattern is consistent. They're all going down by 4. So the sequence has a common difference between terms of negative 4. Easy? Okay, check this, these next 4 are easy. I need to know if you understand this little subscript stuff. It says, find the arithmetic mean, A sub n, of the given terms. So I want to know what A sub n is. What does this mean, A sub n minus 1? In relation to A sub n, what does n minus 1 mean?
The number before.
Yes, the number before is 5. What does n plus 1 mean?
The one after.
The number after. So what would you do to find that A sub n?
Adding to what?
Add them up, 5 and 11 is 16, divide by 2, you get. So number 36, I want to know what A sub n is. But A sub n minus 1 is, the one prior is 17, and the one after is 3. So how would you figure this one out? Add these up, you get 20, divide by 2, you get 10. Next one, 37. Negative 8 is your previous term, negative 9 is your next term.
Negative 8.5.
Oops, that's just a regular 9, negative 9. You get negative 8.5. And the last one. Negative 0.6, I wanna know a sub n, and then I know 3.8. Add these up, and you get 1.6. So the objectives of section 9.2 was, can you distinguish, tell me if a sequence is arithmetic? Can everyone do that?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, let me see, if you can do it. Okay. Can you write a recursive and an explicit formula? And can you find a term in the sequence? Can everyone do that? Thumbs up? I don't see thumbs up everywhere. Thumbs up. Okay. How about, can you find the middle term? Average? How about a simple story problem like that? And do you understand this terminology, n sub 1, a sub n minus 1, and a sub n, and a sub n plus 1? Everyone's good with that? Okay, that's what we've done so far. Okay, you can turn that on.